For many millennium, the world's greatest minds had pondered life's greatest mystery. What if a plug-and-play system could be created, but instead of being based on but one Nicktoon, what if it had all the Nicktoons?
Oh great, I get to talk about this thing now. So here we have the Nicktoons brand plug and play, with a nice big Nicktoons Splat logo on the stick, and it has a very similar layout to the last plug and play I looked at, stick in the middle, which is okay, it works fine enough. And instead of one button we have two buttons, both an A and a B. Got your power light. Instead of a switch we have an on and off button, it stays in for on, pushes out for off. And we have a menu / pause button here. It's also got this kind of grooves to kind of like hold your hands while you play, and it's okay. I mean, I didn't mind, just the square shape of the SpongeBob one, but this one's okay, I guess. Back, we have the screw-on battery pack like last time, and we don't have rubber feet on this one. So if you like to just play it like this, it's gonna slide around. So doesn't got that, and of course, standard we have composite video and mono audio, and that's really it. And let's check out the games.
Alright, here we are. Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, so it just sits there for a few seconds until the music decides to come on. Then you can actually move. So the first game is a Fairly OddParents game called Channel Chasers, based on the TV special of the same name. So this game is a kind of Pac-Man-like game, if Pac-Man was boring and not fun. You control Timmy while you navigate a maze trying to collect all the stars to advance to the next level. Graphically, the game looks okay, but some of the animations look a little weird. Like, look at Timmy's walk. Who walks like that? What is that? There are several pickups you can find lying around, like a wand that'll summon either Cosmo or Wanda, with Cosmo giving you a shield that'll absorb one hit, and Wanda removing objects blocking certain pathways. You'll also find icons that'll affect the enemies in each stage. The pause and rewind icons, well, pause and rewind the enemies of course, and this icon kills all the enemies. Speaking of enemies, each stage has enemies based on the setting, which are parodies of real world shows. We have Paula Poundcake, which is Strawberry Shortcake, Snooper Dog and the Clue Crew, which is Scooby-Doo, and the Meat Flints, which is the Flintstones, and these three are cycled around for the whole game. So around 20 seconds into each stage, either Vicky or future Ninja Timmy will spawn out of the TV, and they do run faster than normal enemies, so they add a bit of challenge when they appear. That is, however, until the later stages, where they are rendered completely worthless because the later stages get multiple screens, and switching between them despawns them. They also only spawn on the screen with the TV, so other parts of the stage don't have a sense of urgency like the earlier stages. All in all, the game has 40 stages in total, and with the later stages taking up to 4 screens in total, it really drags on for way too long. All that time for just another lame text box and a high score that doesn't save. So next we have a SpongeBob game called Delivery Service. The first thing I noticed when starting up the game is the music. Like, listen to how it starts up. Sounds horrendous, but anyway, in this you play as SpongeBob on his unicycle, and the goal is to collect a certain amount of coins before either time runs out or you make it to the end of the screen. You get these coins by chucking Krabby Patties at pedestrians, and in response they projectile shat a coin that will disappear a second after touching the ground, so you have to be quick to grab them. The only pickups you'll find are Krabby Patties, which add 10 Krabby Patties to your ammo, I guess, and Pocket Watches, which add 10 seconds to the timer. Each stage is filled with obstacles to avoid, like jellyfish, giant bubbles, boulders, potholes, sand castles, plankton in a robot crab thing. Bubbles can be popped by throwing a patty at them, but the rest can only be avoided. They can't kill you though, touching them will only temporarily stun you. SpongeBob can jump really high in this, and while in the air can throw patties at people in the background, which makes no sense perspective-wise. The only fun thing to do in this game is throwing patties at this depressed fuck reading a newspaper. Special delivery, asshole. And he goes for the shot. And he makes it! What a play! 10 out of 10! Okay, next game. Now we have a rocket power game called Downhill Skateboarding. In all honesty, I never actually watched Rocket Power at all when it was on. See, when I was young, you were either one of two things. Someone who skateboarded and sucked at it, or some dickhead with a tech deck. So, I really just didn't have any interest in skateboarding, and I never watched this because of that. So in this game, the goal is to reach the end of the stage while passing through a certain amount of gates. You can select from 4 different characters, though they all control the same. Everything you do gives you points. Passing through gates, collecting these icons and balloon things, and bashing into other skaters. But it's not like the thing saves high scores anyway, so whatever. There's also a time limit, but only for the harder difficulties. There's really not much more to say about this game. It's just okay, though very repetitive. Next on our list is a Jimmy Neutron game called A Beautiful Mine. Oh god, just listen to this music. This sounds like it should be in RuneScape, not a Jimmy Neutron game! So anyway, in this game the objective is to collect all these things, called Astro Rubies, and climb the exit ladder without touching the enemies. That's mostly it. You can have God or dig up holes that the aliens fall into, which sometimes kills them and sometimes they climb out. I really don't know why it sometimes does either. There's also a decapitated Jimmy head that'll give you an extra life, and a remote that'll give you a temporary shield. That's all there is to it. It's boring and repetitive. And lastly, we have a second SpongeBob game? Why? He already got one. And with 2 out of the 5 game slots, that means he takes up 40% of the whole offerings of the system. And this was in 2004. Were there not enough Nicktoons past and present to choose from? I mean, we got Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Cat Dog, Rocko's Modern Life, The Angry Beavers, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Invader Zim, Yakety Yak. Well, maybe not that one, but I would have hoped that a Nicktoons branded plug and play would have given more variety. Like, I know SpongeBob is the most popular cartoon on Nick, but he got his own goddamn plug and plays. They should have given someone else the last slot. So this is Cash Dash. Think Mario Party if you removed everything that made those games fun. So what you're supposed to do is move by dice roll across the board to the separate destinations marked with your face in order to receive money. That's it. There's absolutely no strategy and nothing you can do to affect the other players. And in the end, you get scored by how much money you got and who got to the Krusty Krab first. Yeah, this game sucks barnacle dicks.
Well, in conclusion, really isn't that bad of a plug-and-play system. You know, I do think it's a pretty good collector's item if you're into collecting plug-and-play systems or anything Nicktoons related, like me. So, if you can find it for cheap, I don't really think it's that bad. And in my collection, it's not really the worst plug-and-play system. That's because this one is!